on to near-death experiences, or NDEs as the experts call them. When people claim that they've seen the afterlife and then come back. But nobody ever talks about the exit strategy, except for John the Preacher. Okay, accounts of journeys beyond death appear in ancient texts from Egypt, India, and Greece, often describing radiant light, peace, and encounters with departed loved ones. Modern reports surged in the 1970s when advances in medical resuscitation brought people back from clinical death with vivid stories to tell. Whether interpreted as spiritual revelations or the brain's final defense mechanism, near-death experiences remain one of humanity's most profound mysteries. All right, now we're talking NDEs. The first thing I want to bring up is the Tibetan Book of the Dead, also known as the Bardo Thodos. All right, the Tibetan Book of the Dead is kind of like an ancient cosmic GPS for the soul. It'd be like a step-by-step guide that they'd sing to you as you were dying, and it'd be like, if you see the wrathful deity, turn left. If you go to eternal bliss, you've gone too far. What it is you, when you cross over, you become a bardo, and you can talk to other bardos, which are your departed relatives. And the whole point is you are supposed to understand that you are one with the universe, and that the scary monsters that you are seeing are just projections of your self-conscious. And if you can figure that out and hang tight, then you will escape samsara, and you won't have to be reincarnated. And if you don't, well, then you got to start packing it up and get ready to come back into the life chute. Now, this is what they sing to people when they're dying, when they just had died in Tibet. And this is kind of funny. This was also during the 70s that this became popular in the West and America. From what I understand, the people that actually practice this in Tibet, they don't understand what the big deal is. There's nothing particularly interesting about that little section as part of a bigger book. But people tend to really like it here because they see the similarities between modern-day near-death experiences and what's written in that ancient text. Now, the term near-death experience was coined by a man named Raymond Moody. This was in the 1970s, and Raymond Moody would start to talk to people who had been resuscitated and brought back from clinical death and found out that they had quite the story to tell. All the things, all the hallmarks that we see, the bright light, the life review, talking to dead relatives, he's the one that brought this into the popular ethos, all right, for us to begin having this conversation. Another important figure in this realm is a man by the name of Michael Newton. Michael Newton was a hypnotherapist who wrote 2 books that I read, both of his books, very interesting books. One is called Journey of Souls, and it talks about lives between lives. Okay, he started hypnotizing people under hypnotherapy, asking them about their lives, past lives, and then he dig a little deeper and found out that we're all part of soul families, that your wife, your husband, your mother, your daughter, your brothers and sisters all come into the life together as a soul group to learn lessons and teach each other this and that. And you kind of plan things out ahead of time. So if you got a life that's a little shaky here, you're not too happy with, well, guess what? You picked it. At least according to Michael Newton in his book, what he found out from these people under hypnosis. Another really fascinating detail in that book that I always enjoyed was one of the people that he was talking to in this regression was talking about their life in ancient Egypt, and they just mentioned this little detail that, like, oh yeah, that was back when the longheads were around. You take that as you will. All right? You know that's the kind of thing we discuss on this channel, all right? Another important case, I would say, in modern history is very recent, Stephanie Arnold. Stephanie Arnold, this is back in 2013. I heard about this case on NPR. All right, she was clinically dead for 37 seconds. She died during childbirth. And She knew it was going to happen. All right. She had all kinds of premonitions. She knew the medical terms. It just came to her. All the things that was going to befall her. And she told the doctors ahead of time. And guess what? Believe it or not, they didn't take her seriously. I don't know because she was saying because she was a woman or because she was saying she was having crazy psychic dreams. Either way, they didn't take her seriously, and she died exactly the way that she told them that she was going to die. And the thing is, she went to a hypnotherapist to get over the trauma of what happened to her, dying during childbirth. And during her session, she was able to recall which doctor delivered the baby. It wasn't the one that was supposed to, and she knew that it was a different one. She knew what her husband was wearing when he got off the plane from New York when he was called back because of her medical emergency. She knew what the nurses were talking about in the break room down the hall, even though her eyes were taped shut and she was dead. Okay? That's weird stuff. And it kind of hard to think that consciousness just comes from inside your own brain if she's able to tell what's going on in the nurse's station down the hall. Doesn't really add up, but this is all verified. They were able to verify that all the medical professionals that this is exactly what happened. It's an interesting case. I encourage you to look it up. Now, I did have my own sort of near-death experience, and I don't want to give you all the details. I wrapped my car around a tree, all right, and I woke up with a terrible concussion, and I'll just say it like this, okay? The information about how to come back from a near-death experience was downloaded to me. It was downloaded to me, and I have the responsibility, I think, from the other side to share it with you. All right, now that's why I'm going to go ahead and before you follow that big shining light, I want you to watch this. Okay, this is how to escape your near-death experience, and I'm going to play it right now. John the Preacher here, about to show you how to escape your NDE in 3 easy steps. Step 1, do not head toward the light. I made that mistake after me and my brother Tucker went in the zoo enclosure to test the theory that grizzly bears are afraid of cotton candy. Turns out they're not. Step 2, refuse the life review. Don't do it. Tell them you're not interested. Unfortunately, I had to go through a second life review when me and my cousin Jim jumped into the swimming hole at the quarry and I got struck by lightning before I even hit the water. Step 3, don't let the angel talk to you. Just say you want to go back before they can even get a word out of their angelical mouth to bewitch you. Send me right back. I made that mistake after me and my buddy Clyde were playing 2 a.m. motorcycle joust in the Walmart parking lot. I lost. Now you got a solid game plan. All right? If you ever had an out-of-body experience, let us know down in the comments. But please, keep it PG-13, all right? This is a family show. This ain't the Spirit Realms version of Tinder. But we do want to hear from you down in the comments, okay? All right, at the end of the day, friends, life and death aren't enemies. They're just roommates sharing the same weird apartment complex. One's noisy, the other one's quiet, and every now and again they borrow each other's sugar. So stay curious, stay laughing, and if you see that light at the end of the tunnel, tell it you're busy and you need to go back to the bunker with John the Preacher. Tune in next time when we'll be discussing astronomy. We'll be talking 3-eye Atlas, the moon, and even the magnetic pole shift of our very own Mother Earth. If you made it this far in the video, I want to thank you, and I want to please encourage you to join our community on Patreon or on Buy Me a Coffee. On Patreon, we got some different tiers there, and one of the tiers, if you sign up, I will make a personalized video for anyone that you'd like, person of your choosing, and I'll do it for a special occasion, a special message for them for maybe their birthday, Christmas, Easter, Arbor Day, whatever you like. Check it out. Links in the description below. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.